Okay, we will see the continuation for that previous class is nothing but yesterday we seen about IUPAC names of different elements. That is a very important, you have to practice very carefully. Later, the modern periodic table. The modern periodic table is telling we have 18 groups. 18 groups we have. 18 groups means we have vertical columns like this. How many will be there? 18 will be there. And we have 7 periods we have. What is the meaning of period? Horizontal rows is calling as periods. In the periodic table we have 18 groups and 7 periods we have. So we can show rough diagram like this will be there, as like this will be there. This is the periodic table model. Yes, we have 18 groups will be there. Here 18 groups and here coming 7 periods will be there like this. All of you understanding? Yes, this is the important thing or some idea regarding the periodic table. So this modern periodic table containing, yes, this is important bit again. Yes, if you take the first period, while filling first period we have only 1s orbital is utilizing. While filling second period we are utilizing 2s and 2p orbitals. While filling third period we are taking which one? 3s, 3p orbital will be there. While filling fourth period we are utilizing 4s, 4p and also 3d. That's a very important bit. While filling fifth period we are utilizing 5s, 5p and 4d. And while filling sixth period we are utilizing 6s, 6p and 5d and 4f. While filling seventh period, yes, in the periodic table while filling seventh period, which atomic orbitals are utilizing to fill the electrons? 7s, 7p and 6d and 5f. Okay, sometimes is asking is the principal quantum number is 4. Which atomic orbitals is utilizing to fill the electronic configuration? 4s, 3d, 4p. Are you understanding or no? So like that he may ask the question, otherwise he may ask while filling elements in the sixth period, which atomic orbitals are utilizing? 6s, 6p and 5d, 4f. Yes. First of all, first period has maximum capacity to fill the 2 elements. Is it? And yes, why? Because s orbital maximum filled with 2 electrons. Here 2 plus 6, 8 electron means is nothing but second period can fill it with 8 element. Third period also filled with 8 elements. And after that 2 plus 10, 12 plus 6, 18. So fourth period 18 elements can fill. Fifth period also can fill it with 18 elements. Seventh 2 plus 14, 16 plus 10, 26, 26 plus 6, 32. So means 6th period filled with 32 elements, 7th period also filled with actually 32 elements. But right now we discovered not completely, somewhat lesser, means around 20-24 elements is only discovered, means is only filled. So means nearly 20 elements information is accurately known. That's why we are calling them with some different names. The first period is calling as shortest period. Shortest period. These two are called as short periods. Short periods. These two are called as long periods. This is calling as a longest period. The sixth period is calling as longest, but seventh period still some gaps is there while filling elements in the seventh period here. So that too I told just now is nothing but 113. I think 113 and as well as 117, 118. 117, 118, 115, 117, 118. So these elements has to be discovered. That's why the seventh period is still some gaps is there. That's what is calling as incomplete period. This is calling as a incomplete period. This is the information you have to observe very carefully. Okay, go for some other important things is nothing but classification of elements. Yes, so many points is coming, you have to observe very carefully. Classification of elements. The whole periodic table is classified into 4 blocks. Yes, this is the one block, this is the another block, this is the third block At the bottom we have one more block. The total periodic table is dividing into 4 blocks based on entry of lost electron in a particular orbital. Lost electron called with different names is nothing but valency electron or differentiating electron is called. Yes or no? So based on entry we are calling them into different category. First one is nothing but S block elements. Are sir, what is the meaning of S block element? S block element means is nothing but element in which lost electron enter into which orbital? S orbital. What is the location of these S block element? Extremely LHS side, left hand side. Whatever left hand side is there, this is calling as a S block element. Under S block element we have two groups. We have first A group elements and second A group element. Group number 1 and 2 are calling as S block element. Check it. Whatever element you take in this area, in those element lost electron should enter into S orbital. So these first A group elements is called as alkali metals, and the second A group elements is calling as alkaline earth metals. Means alkali means is meaning is nothing but a basic character. When these element oxide dissolved in the water, they are giving a basic compound, and these all element can form only one bond. These will form how many bonds? 2 bonds. Okay, means is nothing but a valency. And what is the valence shell electronic configuration? Nothing but NS1. Here valence shell configuration is NS2. What is the oxidation number of the first A group element? +1. Oxidation number is +2. Commonly we are writing electronic configuration is NS122 of S block element. Are you understanding or no? Yes, these all S block elements are having electropositive character. Electropositive character means all these elements having a tendency to lose electrons. This electropositive character only we are calling as metallic character. And all these S block element will forming ionic bonds, and these elements always having a tendency to losing of electron is calling as oxidation. Okay, these all S block element are having a tendency to oxidize. Itself it is undergoing oxidizing, means we are calling as reducing agents. Yes, among all the element, this lost element is there. No, cesium has more tendency to lose electrons. Like this we can tell, and these all will be giving a flame test. Flame test. Flame test means what? If you can take any metal and you can burn it, what happening? They are burning with some colors. Okay, I will tell you. Lithium will be burning with crimson red color, like carrot red, and we can take sodium is burned with yellow color. And if you can take some other potassium burn with violet, you are doing in the practical. And you can take calcium brick red color. And if you can take barium apple green, like red and green color combination, like this. All first A or S block element are having this special characteristics is a very important thing. Are you clear? Now we are going for which one? P block elements. P block element means what is the elements in which lost electron enter into p orbital. We are calling them as P block element. They are extremely right hand side or right end of the periodic table. This area is nothing but P block elements. Under P block element, what groups is coming? Group number 13 to 18 are called P block elements. Okay, in the P block element, what we have? Metals we have, non-metals we have, and also metalloids we have. All types of elements present in the P block, and all non-metals and metalloids is belongs to the P block, and few of the metals is also belongs to this one. And we can tell some other things, these P block elements. See, they can exist in solid phase and liquid phase and also gas phase, but these all S block element are existing in only solids. Okay, can you tell some other things? Yes, if you can take general valence shell electronic configuration is nothing but NS2 NP from where to where? 1 to 6. And in this we have all the metals and non-metals and metalloids. Most of the metals are having a tendency to gain the electrons from others, Electron gaining character is calling as electronegative element. Electronegative character is similar to non-metallic character. Positivity, metallic character; negativity, non-metallic character. Because of non-metallic character or electronegative character itself undergoing reduction. Itself undergoing reduction means they are acting as a oxidizing agent. These can form covalent bonds. Covalent bonds. And these are involving in the ionic. Ionic means electron transfer. And covalent bond means sharing of pair of electron between the two atoms. And can you tell some other things related to this one? All these group elements. Yes, if you can take first third A group elements. 13th group is calling as third A. What is the valency? 3. And oxidation number +3. Valency and oxidation number. 4th A group element already we discussed. So valency will be 4. Oxidation number +4 or -4. 5th A group elements, valency 2, 3 and oxidation number -3. 6th A group element, valency 2 and oxidation number -2. And 7th A group element, halogens, valency 1, oxidation number -1. Inert family, 8th A group elements or 18th group elements is calling as inert gases or noble gases or zero group element, because no valency means no combining capacity, no oxidation numbers. All of you clear or no? Yes, most of them are acting as they like this, and this is the very important thing. And here no colors, no flame test. Why no flame test, Amma? So these will not lose, means why? Because small size, if you can supply the electrical energy, the electron cannot jumping into higher energy state, means no excitation, no de-excitation, thus why no flame colors. And you can come for some important things is nothing but representative elements. Representative elements. Representative element means highly reactive elements. Both S block elements and as well as P block elements, but except inert gases. So both S block elements and P block elements are highly reactive element. That's why we are calling them as representative element, but except inert gases. Why S block elements are very reactive? Big size, always having a tendency to lose electron. Why P block elements are very reactive? Small size, always having a tendency to gain. So that's why S block elements are ready to lose the electron, P block elements are ready to gain the electron. That's why they are always participating in the chemical action. That's why we are calling them as a representative elements or highly reactive element, but not a zero group element. So what is the common valence shell configuration of these elements? Is nothing but NS122 and NP125. That's it. S block element as well as P block, but not zero group elements. And later we are going with one more thing, inert gases. Inert gases. So inert gases all will be obeying octet rule. Octet rule. Sir, what is the meaning of octet rule? Except helium. Helium having configuration 1s2, doublet configuration. But other than helium, if you can take neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, these all will be having valence shell configuration is ns2np6. ns2np6 means they are having 8 valence electron. The concept is calling as octet rule. So because of having octet rule means the element which are having 8 electrons in their valence shell, they are more stable. Why? Yesterday in the atomic structure last point, this one only, fully filled, fully filled. That's why exchanging energy is the one factor and symmetrical distribution is the one factor. That's why due to these two factors, the element which are having octet configuration, they are more stable. So are you understanding or no? Yes. Now we completed both S block elements and P block elements. Now we are going for some other things is nothing but D block elements. D and F block elements is also very important. So I am stressing here only which is important for competitive point of view. Observe very carefully, listen carefully, you can get it. See, S and P block is over. Now we are discussing about the D and F block. The D block is very important. Come for D block elements. D block elements means what? Before going to discussing about this one, we have to see some important points. So first of all, you take an atom having so many shells in it, yes or no? Whatever last shell is there, that is calling as ultimate shell, called as ultimate shell, and before that one is calling as penultimate shell, penultimate shell, and just before that is calling as anti-penultimate shell, anti-penultimate shell. This is important for somewhat competitive bits. This is the first shell, second shell, third shell, fourth shell. Ultimate is 4, penultimate is 3, anti-penultimate is 2. Can we give the common representation? This is denoted by n, this is denoted by n minus 1, this is denoted by n minus 2. Whatever shell at last called as ultimate shell, before to that is calling as penultimate shell, before to that is calling as anti-penultimate shell. In case of D block element, last electron enters into where? Penultimate shell, penultimate, this is important, penultimate shell d orbital. Penultimate shell d orbital is denoted by n minus 1 d. Okay, now they are present in the in between middle of S and P block elements. They are locating where and where in between S and P block element. These are S and these are P, and these are D block elements. So the D block element group number from where to where, you know, 3 to 12. How many are there? 10 groups will be there. So what is the special of this one? So common valence shell electronic configuration, nothing but NS either 1 or 2 and N minus 1 D 10. In this case, the last electron enter into d orbital but present in which one? Penultimate shell. That's why is calling as NS 1 or 2 and N minus 1 D 10 configuration is nothing but 1 to 10 configuration. So what is the special of this D block element? So they are in between S and P, that's why they are having both S character and as well as P block element characters. That's why they are also metals. All are metals. Very good, they all are metals, means they are having electropositive character, and all of them are solids, but except one is there, is nothing but mercury is the liquid metal. This is important bit. Mercury is the liquid metal. These all the D block element are showing variable valencies and oxidation numbers, variable valencies and as well as oxidation numbers. So what is the meaning of variable valency? For example, you have Fe will form like FeCl2 and FeCl3. Okay, now iron valency will be 2. Why? Because each chlorine can form 1 bond, 2 chlorine can form 2 bonds. Here valency will be 3. So the same element having more than one valency is calling as variable valency. So when the element showing variable valency is like this, you can tell me one more example. Tin. Tin will be exist in SnCl2 and as well as SnCl4. Then tin you can take any one of the D block element is nothing but for example copper. Okay, Cu2Cl2 and CuCl2. Okay, here copper valency will be coming 1, here copper valency will be 2. And come for oxidation numbers. Yes, if you can take here only oxidation number is +2, here oxidation number is +3, here oxidation number +1, here oxidation number +2. Means the D block element are having a capacity to show variable valencies and as well as oxidation numbers. Are you clear? So among the D block element, highest value of oxidation number shown by two elements, ruthenium and osmium. So ruthenium or osmium can show highest and maximum oxidation number +8. How is that one? Ruthenium tetroxide and osmium tetroxide. In these two compounds they are showing +8. And one more bit, manganese is showing maximum numbers of oxidation states. Do you know what is that one? +2 to +7 is an important bit. Maximum numbers of oxidation numbers is shown by manganese, but highest value of oxidation numbers shown by ruthenium and osmium. And we can tell in this D block, here we have one group. They are nothing but zinc, cadmium, mercury. So those zinc and cadmium and mercury can show only one oxidation number, that is nothing but +2. They can't show variable oxidation numbers. And I want to tell you here, most of them are used as a catalyst. Catalyst means, you know very well, a chemical substance which will influence the speed of the reaction without participating in the chemical reaction. Just I will tell you one thing, Haber's process, N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. What will be taking as a catalyst here? Iron is a D block element. And I will tell you some other things. 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3. We can use here vanadium pentoxide as the catalyst. Vanadium is the D block element after scandium. And if you can see one more thing, hydrogenation of oils. Oils plus hydrogen, we are getting fats. Here we are using nickel as the catalyst. Nickel is the D block element. So means most of the D block elements are acting as a catalyst, and they are showing different oxidation numbers. And most of the D block element ions are having colors and as well as magnetic characters, magnetic nature. Actually this magnetic nature will be discussing in second PU D and block elements. So these colors is also because of magnetic nature, because of unpaired electron. Yes, means when the species containing single electron, they are having magnetic character as well as colors. So to find out the magnetic momentum, you have a formula, square root of n into n plus 2 BMs, Bohr magnetons. Sir, what is the meaning of n? Is nothing but a number of unpaired electrons. Are you clear? Yes. I will tell you one example. For example, you have Fe plus 2 is there. Actually Fe means 26. 26 means write down first Fe, argon. We are getting 3d6 and 4s2. We have Fe plus 2, Fe plus 2 means lose 2 electron from first 4s. After that we have argon and 3d6. 3d6 means how is the filling? 5 types will be there. Okay, how is the filling according to Hund's? First 1 goes into each orbital, 4 5, and after that 6th. Okay, all 6 electron has to be considered? No, n represent number of unpaired electron. How many unpaired electrons we have? 4 unpaired electron we have. N is equals to 4. N equals to 4 means magnetic momentum is equals to square root of 4 into 4 plus 2, 6 BMs. Around 25 we are getting, means is nothing but 4.8 or 7 we are getting. Yes, this is definitely having colors. Why? Because is a light greenish color. So that one also we are discussing. If unpaired electron is there, having color as well as magnetic character, this is one way. Now we are going for some other things, is nothing but catalyst, magnetic nature, and all these alloys. So metals, all D block element forms alloys also. Alloys means a mixture of metals, and they can form both covalent bonds and as well as ionic compounds, and also forms complexes. Complexes means the molecules or compound which are having coordinate covalent bond in them. If we can take for example zinc tetracarbonyl complex and copper NH3 taken 6 times whole power plus 2. These all will be complexes. Why? Because between metal and ligand we have coordinate covalent bonds. That's why calling as a complexes. And here we are discussing about the transition elements. Sir, what is the meaning of transition element? Is it all D block elements or transition element? No. So all transition elements are D block elements, but all D block elements are not transition elements. Sir, what is the difference here, or what is happening over there? Transition element means, first of all, it should be d block element. It should be d block element which is having a partially filled d orbitals in any one of the oxidation state. Means if you take d orbital, basically it is having partially filled. What is the meaning of partially filled? It has 1 to 9 electrons only. If it is containing basic form or in any one of the oxidation state, then the d block element is calling as a transition element. If you can take zinc and cadmium and mercury, okay, if you can take these, it's containing 3d10. If you can take its ionic form also, Zn plus 2 and cadmium plus 2 and mercury plus 2, also containing n minus 1d10 configuration. Means these element and its ions are containing fully filled d orbital configuration. That's why they are just d block element but not transition elements. So that's why we are telling like this. So other than this one, if you can take copper configuration, you know, 29 means argon, and we are getting 3d10 and 4s1. Array sir, 3d is completely filled, you are telling transition element? Yes. Why? If you can take copper in plus 2 state, it's coming Cu plus 2, we are getting 27, 1 electron from here, 1 electron from here. After that we are getting 3d9. 3d9 means the partially filled. That's why the d block elements all are not a transition, but all transition elements are d block elements. So in the periodic table we have one group, this group is there, this group is only just d block element but not transition elements. Okay, all of you clear? Yes.